If you've ever wanted to know what it's like to be a water photographer on the North Shore of Oahu, this is the video for you. Good morning. Right now there's a really fast rising swell heading to the North Shore. It should be about 8 to 12, possibly up to 10 to 15 feet over the next 1 to 2 days. And so I figured I'd just bring you along for the ride with me for raw POV from a photographer's perspective. For me, things actually start the night before when I'm prepping all of my gear. I literally lube up my camera gear, make sure that there's gonna be no leaks, make sure everything's all tight, everything's clean, there's no dust or anything in the ports, etc. So that way I can take as good of photos or videos as I can. And then I charge probably like 15, 20 different batteries. It's pretty crazy. The swell is jacking up super fast. I was looking at the camera at about 6:30 a.m. and it was only 4 to 6. About an hour later, it was 6 to 8. And I checked the Kauai buoy, and around 3 a.m. there's a huge pulse of energy. So that's gonna be delayed, I think, what, 9 hours? And then that's gonna absolutely smoke the North Shore. So hopefully around noon, there's gonna be a massive pulse of waves that hit us, and pipeline's gonna be firing. You know, I feel like I don't genuinely get super excited until I start hitting these coffee fields and I come over the hill. I start seeing these giant waves feathering out at the back, especially in big swells, like when the eddy's happening or if Waimea is going off. You can see the entire North Shore just going off as you come down the hill. And I feel like that nervousness, anxiousness, excitement, it doesn't really hit me until I hit this, and then I just see all those whitecaps from literally like miles away, and then you're like, holy shit, this is real. There's gonna be a lot of water moving, there's gonna be a lot of energy in the ocean today, and I'm about to get in that, and I'm gonna try to be as safe as I can. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a reality to that. I'm coming up on Waimea now, and something that I love on the North Shore is that when it's really big, there's this crazy kind of haze. There's almost like this fog that sits, because just the amount of spray off the waves is just so massive, and it's like sitting, and it looks kind of hazy. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks so freaking cool. I don't know. There's something really powerful about the North Shore and just how much energy is up here. It's really freaking cool. Holy shit, it's massive. So in literally like 2 hours, went from like 4 to 6, and now it's secondary proper, and it's still gonna grow another, I don't know, 4 feet, maybe 6 feet. That's fucking crazy. So what I like to do when I first get here is watch the wave for like 20, 30 minutes, and my preferred way to do that is actually just flying the drone. I'll get a good vibe of how the water's moving, where the wave's breaking, where the channel's at for photographers, etc. Shooting 4K 120 so I can get some super slow-mo of the guys in the barrels, because it looks like they're pinching off on the ends. So I want to slow it down right when it's at the widest point. Beautiful sunny weather, could not ask for better freaking light conditions right now. I think I was a little late to the party, but that's okay. It should be fine the next like few days, so that's kind of why I waited to get up here. Might turn into Waimea Day, but right now I think pipe can be sick throughout today. Pretty big lull between sets, but when it's firing, it is absolutely pumping right now. Something a lot of people don't realize is that the light actually doesn't clear the mountain until like 8:30 in the morning, and first thing in the morning here you actually get these really sick palm tree shadows. So after droning, the channel is not closing out very much. When it's really big, it is massive, but there's actually pretty big lulls in between the sets. So I think getting out's gonna be pretty easy. I'll just time it when there's no waves going, and yeah, it should be pretty easy getting out there. Or if you're a new photographer, today is one of those days that I would suggest not going out, because if it's raising really quickly, it could be closing out pretty fast, and you would probably hit the panic button on the way in. So I've seen a lot of beginner photographers go out on days like where it rises really fast, and they get put in a really bad position, and they kind of freak out there. So just worth noting. Definitely just start on small days. I have a banana and some water, and hopefully it ends up working out. Honestly, today is more of a testing day than anything, because this is the first time using this housing. So I'm gonna be flipping back and forth between photo and video quite a bit. Just trying to see what works best, what I like the most, make sure the housing doesn't leak, etc. Brand new flagship Canon R1. New Aquatech Edge Max with the R1. It's gonna be a 24-105 in there. It's gonna be 40 frames per second for stills and 4K 120 C-Log 2 for video. All right, I'm gonna put on Virtua. This is what I found works the best for really long day shooting. And I'm gonna just absolutely cake this on, because it should be a marathon for the next few days. One thing with this is kind of stands a little bit on your hand. So I only use my left hand to wipe it in. So then that way my left hand is kind of like the dirty hand. So then I can wipe my port in the water with wax or like ear, face oil, keep it clean. And then I'm gonna tuck this bar of wax in my wetsuit, so then if I need to apply more, I can out there. I also have some Vaseline, and I'm going to put Vaseline on my neck, behind my ears and upper neck, because of my helmet rubbing, it will give me a rash. I'm also gonna put it on my ankles where my fins rub a little bit, so then that way I don't get cuts on my ankles which is super important on these really long marathons, is like if you keep your feet, your neck, you keep your body in good shape, you're gonna do so much better. Make sure that you take the extra 2 minutes, put some Vaseline on, put sunscreen on, and you're gonna get a lot more water time. Using the fins because they're stiff enough to have power, but you can also egg beater with them, meaning like kind of one breaststroke kick at a time. I'm also using a Gath helmet, but pretty soon I'm switching to an Oakley helmet so I can hear a little bit better out of it, and also has better protection. And then, like I mentioned, the new R1, I'm gonna try it out without the pistol grip, which is a first for me at Pipeline. I almost always have it. Holy shit, I'm walking up right now and it is second reef proper. Thank you. It's picking up a lot. Hopefully I'm gonna score before it blows out. All these people just standing here, they're gonna get smoked at some point. Kind of mentioned this earlier, but it's super important these big days. Just be patient getting out. Choose your window wisely. You don't want to get smoked by second reefer as you're trying to make your way out. I forgot to mention I'm wearing the Excel Comp X short sleeve spring suit. I don't like the long sleeve because it adds a lot of weight when you're swimming around out there. But if you have one that's strapless and zipper in the back, you run the risk if you get caught inside, literally blowing off and then ripping the zipper off. The hood over the top is a lot more secure, and I just found that this is the most comfortable one for long days. It doesn't rash your neck. Wear a helmet. Put the GoPro on top of here when I'm out in the water. I'm gonna feel dumb as fuck doing this, but it's for the vlog. Should always double check your settings before you get in, because it's harder to change them once they're in the housing. Also, make sure that you water test your housing so it doesn't leak. Honestly, that was amazing. You got raped? Fucking no peek at me. Oh god. Whoops. You need a hand? Like the biggest 2 foot pounding I've gotten. 2 foot pounding? Yeah. Bigger pounding than this guy right here? Yeah. Right there. Whew. You need a hand with the zip, like. Oh, do I need it? Yeah. Yeah. No. Wedding dress, hook me up. Yeah, we're doing the before shot. So it's all about the teamwork out here. Yeah. Thank you. Got it! Yeah, Tony. Throw some wax on the port. What do you think about this? I work. I wish we could get audio out here clean. I'd be interviewing all of you. Does the audio work? It's like, it's all muffled because there's water that gets stuck in the mic. What? As I was testing the video, I didn't notice in the water, but there was this crazy warble. It's because there was an issue with the stabilization on the new R1 that was fixed in an update after the session. So ignore the crazy shakes. in this video. They were so frustrating and honestly ruined most of the clips from this insane session, but listen to this story time about why this is Shootin RAW. This kid came up to me actually like 3 or 4 days ago. I'm sitting there droning. He's like, dude, I love your videos. I was like, sick, thanks. He's with his dad. Yeah. And he's like, Pops, get a photo of this guy with me. That's so sick. And I take a photo with him and he's like, thanks, Koa. Yeah. This is so bad. Oh, at the back. Third reef break-in, and we might not last much longer because it's not really forming up when it gets this big. It might be Waimea time. Way bigger than I thought it was going to be when I first got out there. First, second reef were going. Throughout the next hour, quickly rose up. Third reef was going like super consistently, and we were just getting absolutely smoked out there. I was testing between photo and video, C-Log 2, and then also normal out there, just trying to see what was going on. I had a new port, so I had some issues with water spots, and that's kind of normal until you like buff in wax and face oils a lot into a port and it like kind of soaks in, which is a little frustrating on such a big day, but I still think that I got some really epic moments. The R1 is stupid fast. The back of the camera, so far what I saw looked insane. Some crazy moments out there though, like I had one wave at the end where a guy was coming towards me. I'm shooting him on like 8 to 10 foot wave, and then it goes almost dry and I'm standing shooting, which was just psycho. And then there's second reef waves coming after that, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is awful. And then having 10 to 12 foot waves almost break, and then you see underwater there's only about 3 feet of water underneath you once, and I was like, holy shit, like this is super dangerous. So the last 3 of us out there was only Krista Fong, Brent Beelman, and me, and we all decided to come in together, just try to be safe and stuff like that. And so yeah, got way too big, and now we're gonna see if I might go to an outer reef or Waimea Bay. All right, eating bananas so I'm not gonna cramp if I end up shooting in the water later. Just got off the phone with Jack Ho. I might go out on a jet ski and shoot them towing into some outer reef waves, or they might just go paddle Waimea. Gonna grab lunch, and then we're gonna see where this day takes me. Waimea or outer reefs, it's bombing, so we'll see. We'll see where I end up. It's getting super cloudy though, which is really unfortunate. Oh, it is kind of working. It's just closing out. Probably not gonna be on at Hemis. I don't think I'm gonna get on a jet ski. It's just gonna be a huge pain in the ass. I don't have the right port with me. It's funny, there's still a bunch of tourists here waiting for turtles and taking their selfies because it's at the Turtle Beach, but there's a sick outer reef wave here. I'm gonna throw up the drone, see what it looks like, because it's like quarter mile, half mile out offshore, so it's a little bit hard to tell how good it is from shore without binoculars or long lens. There's a tow team out there right now. It looks like they're having a lot of fun, and it's just like 10 to 15 foot kind of roll-ins, not barreling. But I don't know if it's quite big enough for Waimea to be like super massive, because Hemis isn't quite big enough, but kind of weird. It's like too big for pipe, not quite massive Waimea, and I don't love shooting Waimea unless Waimea is super freaking big, especially in the water. It's a lot of work for not a massive payout unless it's huge. And there's like a lot of big lumps and stuff that like tend to get in your way. So you would think, yeah, like swimming Waimea is sick. Not that many people do it because like the shots are not that beautiful and it has to be massive and the swim is so far out there. There's a good amount of current, a lot of water moving. So that doesn't really bother me. It bothers a lot of other people. I will be totally honest about that. But I just got a text from a friend saying Waimea is amazing, glassy, perfect. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up, kill one drone battery, and head over there. Just got to Waimea, scored some parking on the road, and then I get to take this fun little path down to the beach, which it's not bad because it's not muddy right now, but when it's muddy, it's kind of a pain in the ass. These people are gonna get so smoked. Just got wrecked. Waimea is definitely working. It just isn't as big as I was hoping it was, but check out some of these shots that I've been getting here. That's it. Mix in some nice music, a little montage, give the people what they want. Unfortunately, it's just started raining a bunch to the point that I had to land the drone, but I'm hoping that the squall passes. There's a nice opening and there's a beautiful sunset. We will see. Beautiful ending to the day. It was amazing with waves all day. Unfortunately, it got a little funky for the second half of the day, but I'm super happy with testing the R1 and seeing just how fast that thing is in the water. Hopefully you enjoyed this little like sneak peek into what my life is like as a surf photographer here in Hawaii. And yeah, if you liked it, please like, subscribe, comment, do the whole thing. This is the first time I've ever made one of these, so yes, please let me know if you think I should make more of these, because again, first one. Let me know in the comments. See you in the next one, maybe, if you like it. Side note, check out my sick tan line from my wetsuit earlier. Jesus.